All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Frieren, episode 20.
All right.
Both our teams have their objective, and now it's just survive.
Survive, yes.
Yeah.
Denkin is coming to stop Frieren and or take their Stella. I would love to see them interact and talk. I think that Denkin is a really interesting character to explore, given that he is the oldest of all the mages here, outside Frieren, of course. But also his philosophy with the way that he sees magic being used in this world, and he doesn't really agree with the way it's being done. I like that because we kind of don't like the way it's being handled either. Especially if we're building up some kind of, headed towards the area where the demons are growing in strength or making moves and stuff like that. I would like to see us having a cohort of NPCs effectively for our D&D party to actually have some good connections with. Because pretty much every single side character up until this point has been fucking awesome. So
let's get more of them, please.
Let's get more of them, please. So yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Cool, so he's got like a little blade wand, yeah.
But no gestures.
Right. So it's tricky in that you can't tell where the attack is necessarily coming from. I would love to see some dirty tactics, though. Please show me some.
And dirty tactics that have, consequence.
Well, even if they don't have consequences, just seeing someone have to react to it. Your defense spells take more mana than my offensive spells.
And that's that.
Fern's coldness really reflects her master in that regard. It's the, you fucked up. Necessary killing. Oh, here we go.
That's a very fun title.
Oh, okay. Basic binding magic? Oh, it's not touching her, though. What was it doing? Paralysis and
That
spell casting? Whoa.
Frustrating. What, and the steel move too fast to see?
Oh, he can't blink. But is this necessary killing?
Right.
Oh, kindness.
Okay.
I like it. That's what I can do. Oh!
Okay.
Wow.
So then she ends up killing this guy.
Nah.
Why not just come up and take it?
Yeah. What?
He's going to have to look up to catch it, and in that time... Okay.
Fuck.
All right.
And drop.
Okay.
Right, yeah. The groin of the head. The neck is farther away than the... But,
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I've identified your personality.
Yeah.
Now I should kill you. Oh. Nice. Let's get into this. Yeah. Not buying it, yeah. Specialize. We learned from this Slayer lady a long time ago, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to be underhanded against demons, because...
Oh, yeah. Shit.
Yeah, wasn't this the guy set up to have underhanded tactics? Like...
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So he's never killed. Yeah. Oh, okay, never mind. Okay.
All right. That's fun.
Yeah. Yep.
冗談だろ。エーレがやられたのかよ。全く気配がしなかった。
that too, right?
Right.
魔力を完全に消せんのか。
Not leaving the yep.
運が良かっただけだよ。偶然シティレのねぐらを見つけて、その子は鳥を捕まえる魔法をし
Nice.
えられるのによっぽど運が悪かったみたいだね。
まったくだぜ。ついてね。エーレと戦っていたな。あいつはどうした？
Yep. Has to keep his eyes on her, so yep.
And she's saying that specifically like draws attention.
一次試験の合格条件は今日の日没までにシュティレを保有していること。
Ah, right.
Nice. So now he can't win. Okay.
You cannot win, yeah.
俺たちの負けだな。
And then she cuts his head off.
私を殺すんじゃなかったの？
不合格が確定したんだ。
Yep.
もう不要な殺しだ。
But she knows that Fern didn't actually kill her.
別に背中を狙ったって構わないぜ。不要な殺しが必要な殺しに戻るだけだ。
Oh.
ユーベレ様。
That's a good line.
Okay.
嘘上手じゃん。今のうちにランド様の援護に向かいましょう。
She's like, wait.
大丈夫でしょう。あのメガネくん、相当な食わせ者だよ。
Quite the pretender.
Yeah.
Wait. Oh. He's an illusionist.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Did you?
Right. Yeah, this
Battle
isn't
hasn't
even
started.
him.
Yeah. No, nice. Illusions. It's over. Yep. Yeah. Even better. You could physically sense it then. Oh.
Just like that. Okay.
Done.
Wow. Okay, that's fun.
That's really cool. Yeah, everyone is a sorcerer now. They're all
平然と嘘つきやがって。おい、起きろエレ。
Nice. These two can have their moment from the OP. She just cast Eldritch Blast over and over and over again. It's fucking force damage.
Spam cantrips until I was done.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Cool. I'm spent, literally. Meta.
Right.
Yeah, I'll have your piggyback moment.
Nice. Yes.
Okay, this is kind of cute. Watch, he's still floating her, so she's not heavy, but she feels like she's being carried.
Yep. With the butterflies floating above him too.
I'm spent. Yep, I was paralyzed.
That's some Gimli like.
Then he gets floated. All right. This is the kind of silly gimmick stuff that's fun to endear us to these characters. So
yeah.
Okay. All right. Twilight of my soul.
Shut up. There are monsters that can kill you.
Whoa.
Oh.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh. Timing. Interesting. Yeah.
All right.
Huh. Believe it.
Yep.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. You were in love with the girl when you were 4 or 5.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they're implying that she was that girl.
No, not necessarily.
Okay, but how do we... Oh, right, because he's got his binding spell.
Yep.
And because they were all tapped out of mana so completely. Okay. Yeah, meanwhile, this is happening. She also got here really quickly after we used our magic.
Teleportation. Oh, I guess she took it.
I want it.
Yeah, I like that spell. Whoa.
結界の中は雨でも快適だな。
そういえば第二次試験の試験官はお前だったな。全然。
全然。
今回も有望な受験者を何人も死なせたみたいじゃないか。ゲナ。
笑わせる。有望なやつはこの程度ではしないよ。
Maybe they just took the test too early.
それだけの価値がある。 お前もそれは分かっているはずだ。
Whoa, the way she
Nice.
moves. Shit.
あと3時間で日没だ。激化するぞ、対人戦が。
誰が勝ち上がると思う？
3分の1は残るだろう。
A
そ
third.
の中に電剣は確実にいる。奴の実力は一級魔法使い。
Oh, is he the only one you really want? Like,
Yeah.
と権力にしか興味のないご老体がなんで今さらこんな試験に。
yeah. Javert. Oh. A fellow spell acquirer.
Okay.
But the fact that you didn't, and I know your name,
Yeah.
yeah. Whoa.
Okay.
But he connected it to her.
Mm-hmm. And you're still picking a fight.
Yeah.
Only one of them. Ah.
「やめろリヒター。わしらは足止めができればそれでいい。勝てる勝負だ。
電剣。俺はあんたはもっと無慈悲で。
Yeah.
Oh, I am.
Oh, this is just the backstory episode then.
Yeah.
Okay.
人死にの価値があるとは思えんだけだ。
それだけは同意見かな。一級魔法使いなんてただの称号だ。それほどの価値があるとは思う。
And that's why he hasn't taken the test until now?
Yeah.
呆れたものだな。まさか特権も知らずに試験に挑んだのか？
特権？
半世紀以上前に突如として歴史の表舞台に現れ、人類の魔法使いの頂点に君臨。
Oh, wait. Wait.
Ah.
Oh, here we go. Here we
Okay.
go.
What, being above the law or something? Oh.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Bet. Yes. Yes.
All right.
So we're fate now.
Yeah, yeah. And I gotta say, if one of the first classes just asked for wings, that's a
電剣。
pretty
あん
tame
たみたいに
wish.
特権なんてどうでもいいって方が少数
Or
だ。
to transform their body into that of like an angel or something. You know?
Yeah.
始めるぞ。電剣。そいつを1分足止めしろ。それだけあれば2人とも殺せる。
Thought it was originally just the one.
こいつはわしが叩き潰す。それでよかろう。
おいぼれが。
You know who she is.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay. Sure would be a shame if, like, a mage used that, like, float a person spell to just float up onto there.
All right, we got some fights.
Okay.
We got Frieren now about to throw down with
Uh-huh.
Denkin.
Yep.
We got some really cool characterization from Wilbur, which was
Yeah,
pretty fun.
and we got a very satisfying, like, illusion fast, little battle where it's
Yep,
like,
that
yeah,
was fun.
you do your Senbon Sakura Kageyoshi thing, and I just, you know.
And
Yeah.
and then Fern was also used really well in just a cool way this episode, despite her not having much screen time. Then we got some cool exposition about Siri, which,
Yeah,
all right, we
that's
now
fun.
know who that is. The idea that we kind of needed to have a very clunky scene in order to have all these things just kind of fit. It just pulled my immersion out of it completely, though.
The fact that, like, the idea of, oh, hey, she'll give you any one spell that you choose. Okay, that does definitely make it to where if you fight a first-class mage, then they better have a really awesome spell. But the fact that we didn't know this going into it, and we only find out almost at the end of the first part of the test, but that does feel a bit weird because, like, that would be kind of in the forefront, I would think.
Right, but also, this is just another thing. Why do we need to know this now?
Yeah.
This is the kind of thing where, personally, this is all cool stuff, but anytime the story basically stops what it's doing, the characters avert everything to just start telling you, why don't you know this now? That's really clunky. And it's something that, yes, I get it that this is a big moment for Denkin to be like, Senpai Frieren is here.
Yep.
I'm so excited to see her. In his old man kind of way.
Right.
And then, of course, he's talking all bravado of like, yeah, I'm going to crush her. And it's like, yeah. You just want to test out your magic against her. That's cool. But then having all this exposition and talking about stuff that has no seemingly reason for the characters to go into.
Yep.
It just feels really slow, and it feels really like we're doing this for the sake of the audience and not actually for the sake of the characters. It's unfortunate.
It kind of feels like we're in a whole different
show,
but also a whole different magic system now. Like I kind of poked at it, but the idea of like, I'm going to raise this amount of ground to separate you from Frieren. One, physical boundaries like that feel like they make a bit less sense when you're dealing with magic.
Yep.
But two, the magic that we have showcased in this world, when Frieren went to clear a beach of a bunch of junk or whatever, that took a lot of time because it's we still have spells that only do specific things. And so we're just slowly floating all this stuff, but it's still a lot easier than physical labor or whatever.
Right. I think that's just because she's wanting to do it all with, cleanliness. And
sure.
and
And
stuff.
she's relaxed about it and stuff.
Frieren is not a person who you would expect to do any of this in a combat sense. So,
Right.
So yeah, it makes sense that it's slow.
But then within the world where the spells get that specific, right?
Yes.
It's to, bind a bird from within 50 centimeters. It's to, do these kinds of things to specifically clean a brass statue or a copper statue or whatever, right? To then have something where it's just, and now I do this thing to just raise a square mile of land.
That's not a spell. That's just telekinesis, earthbending.
And if it's, I'm guessing it's not specifically for that dimensions and that high and then why aren't you using that magic to just do the thing that you're wanting to do? It's such a kind of pointless, arbitrary display of power in such a different way than anything we've seen thus far in the show. That it's just I don't care about the stakes or the conflict here since it's based around these arbitrary mechanics.
Yep.
And
so the more and more they introduce these mechanics that feel like they're contradicting the idea that this is a world of specialized magic. The idea that every magic is specialized. Every single caster in this world has a form of specialized magic. All the way down to Zoltrak at the beginning when they were introducing that.
And to the point that because demons made up the flying magic and we can rip that, we can't make anything larger than a person fly because we can't modify the spell because it's specific magic.
Yeah, except then we just kind of do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It-
It does feel like the show has become a much more generic fantasy kind of story. And we're relying on a lot of the typical tropes of fantasy, which is because the world is so large and vast and full of deep, rich
Yeah.
history and lore, we have to have fights be interrupted with characters telling them just things that, you should know about. We're gonna kill your friends here.
But we're also definitely not, because in the meta standpoint, we know that's not going to happen in the show. In the same way that with what's his face, silver hair guy, he's like, I'm going to kill you,
Wilbur,
Lubel.
yeah.
I'm going to kill you, Lubel, because I have never or Ubel, because I've never had a problem with killing people before. I just need to work my way up to it. Hey. That's
a cool
great.
character
That's
thing.
a cool character trait. But
Yeah,
the thing
it's a
is,
contradiction.
I can't actually take it that seriously, because I know it's just this is my obtuse explanation for why I'm going to one, stall for time and drag out the pacing even
So
more,
that Fern can show
so
up.
that Fern can save you. Like we're introducing brutality into this world, and so if you're gonna do that, then lean into it. This character was even the one that was specifically stated to
Yeah.
use underhanded tactics. Immobilizing somebody is not an underhanded tactic.
It's not.
Immobilizing them and then blowing their fucking head off, that's an underhanded tactic, right? Like,
Yeah, the show is using using the conventions of bringing about a smattering of cool stuff with magic and the world building and stuff to make the world feel bigger, because we're headed towards an arc or a segment of the story which is going to be on a larger scale, which is exciting because we've been in the quiet, intimate side of things in the story for the entire show up until now.
right.
So it feels like we're trying to upgrade the stakes in a fun way, which is cool. But then every bit of stakes and consequence in the arc where we're upping the stakes of things is getting
Undercut. Yeah.
for no reason other than they probably invested a lot of time in these character designs, and
Right.
it's not like we've invested a lot of time in their characters, so we don't really care about those yet.
And also, okay, changing a thing, cool. You have a way that you think this is going to be an upgrade for the story, cool. But up until now, we have had almost a full show of things being exactly the way it was. And oh, hey, that helped the show stand out, because then it's fresh and interesting and different. And oh, hey, there's lots of, wonderful things to like about that we have grown to appreciate, right? And so now it's like, all right, but we're not going to do that anymore. And we're going to it
right,
doesn't.
what's the payoff?
Yeah, it doesn't feel
the
like
payoff,
it's the.
in my opinion, has to be with Ciri specifically. It has to
Yeah.
be the idea that an elf who's old, a grimoire, a living grimoire, knows nearly every spell in humanity's history. Well, we all know that's, a fucking lie in some ways, because of what, Frieren has, built up with also her master. But it's interesting in that, if Frieren just needs to be put into a position where she could be tempted with the idea of
A spell to bring back the
spell that
dead.
could bring back the dead.
Yeah.
That's a really fascinating side of things to explore. But it almost feels like, to me, that the creator of this story wanted to have the journey towards end, heaven, all these things about the symbolic aspect of going through this journey,
Yeah.
then be a thing of where it's but if along the way we tempt Frieren with the idea of you could go back and effectively have that time lost be redone again by either reviving them back from the dead, or if they go into the idea of every spell, then if we can imagine it, it's probably a spell. The idea of things like time travel, going back and putting herself back into the body of that time so that she can relive those 10 years, going into a simulation of that time so that she could feel all
Finally
that
tell
experience.
him, oh, I didn't realize what was happening, but
yeah.
fuck, I love you, or something. Who knows?
If all this is to set up that, cool. I like that road as a way to explore Frieren's character. But given that this is an intimate story first, with Frieren as the main character, and her emotions and everything like that, none of this stuff here on the outset, my opinion, is servicing Frieren's character.
Nope.
It is primarily a means to put up window dressing for the world and the story, but it also doesn't even seem to be consistent with the previous stuff, with the world story stuff.
Exactly.
So it's frustrating because I love this show so damn much, and I feel like it's losing its way. So please, Frieren, please use this for what its best value is, in that you are showing the way in which other mages are different than Frieren and Fern and the rest of the old party and stuff, and that the world has changed. If Frieren is still the fish out of water, but it's more defined in which ways, that's still really interesting. But we're spending so much time, actual episodes focused on this, when we had entire stories contained within single episodes before
and we'd get 2 of them per episode, and usually each one would be more than enough, right? Like,
because usually those were like skits, basically.
But I would say, even though it was very short form, it worked well. It carried impact. It made me feel things. I haven't really gotten much impact from these. We get random impact statements being thrown at us, like only a third of them will survive, which happens to be all the characters that we end up following. Literally no named character or character with any particular design has in any way gotten permanently injured, even. To say nothing about being actually killed. Even though it's multiple times been brought up of, now we're going to kill them. Yeah.
This is disappointing. This is you're doing your tournament arc, Frieren. Cool.
Yeah, it definitely is giving me vibes to it.
We shoved the tournament arc into our
into our heartfelt emotional show. Yeah.
With no build-up.
And
yeah. So, Ciri as a character, though, is
an idea?
Fascinating idea.
Yeah.
I want that to be explored quickly. I want that to be tapped into this season. I love the idea of Frieren speaking to another immortal elf.
Yeah.
I love the ways in which Frieren will also be reminded that she's like, oh yeah, I haven't really spoken with many other elves because, well, they're all kind of dead. But the idea that Ciri also kind of showed up suddenly,
right.
Not like
you'd think Frieren would at least be aware of this person, because if they're the living grimoire of all spells, they didn't get that way overnight. No,
Frieren doesn't have to know anything. We have a built-in thing. Remember, Frieren isolated herself
for 1,000 years,
for a long fucking time, and just did her thing.
Right.
So she shouldn't know anything about the world necessarily, but it's the idea that, because she doesn't care, but the idea that someone else could be out there that did potentially the exact same thing, but from an even earlier point, or even potentially had themselves be in one place and other people came to them bringing them spells. And they just spent that time doing all that. And this is their advent to be like, yes, and I am
now I reveal
avatar
myself
of the goddess. I reveal myself and I guide humanity into the future. There's so many things that they could explore with that.
Yep.
So, cool idea. Feels like an alternate end point for the story, potentially. But given that this is being introduced now, it's probably more like this is the culmination of where all these extra things added to the world building will focus in. And then once we've resolved, or at the very least gone through some major progress with the arcs focusing on Ciri as a character, then we can eventually go back to the journey stuff.
Right.
But this feels like a major pivot.
It feels intentional.
It feels intentional. I hope it's not just to slow the story down so we can sell more manga or something like that.
Yeah.
But it is a decision that
it's abrupt enough that it feels like something that's a higher up exec kind of thing.
Or something else where I am having trouble immersing myself in the story right now. So yeah. All right. Okay. But Denkin, you're interesting.
Yeah.
You have potential.
Let's see that conversation.
Let's see that conversation. A mage on mage old conversation through their spellcraft.
Right, and all the weird shit that they've picked up over the years.
All the weird shit that they've picked up over the years.
Yeah.
And maybe also a little bit of lamenting of like, Frieren, like, where have you been? Like,
Sure.
Like, I could see some really cool things that Denkin could be like, I'm actually kind of pissed at you. You went and killed the Demon King, the Demon Lord, or what have you, and then you just kind of fucked off.
Yeah,
And
I have to deal with shit like this guy.
right.
Like,
yeah. I'm an Imperial mage because maybe I was inspired by you, the company of heroes, and the way that you did things. But then you guys left the running of the world and all that to us.
Yeah.
Like, or even just at the very least, like, we would have liked to see you maybe do some more good to help clear out the demon problem or something like that.
Yep.
There's all kinds of things they can go into. But anyhow, that's potential for next episode. And y'all, if you want to see that next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there. And all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.